Okay, so here we have this interesting integration problem here. So let's get right to it. So looking at the problem, we notice that at the denominator we have x raised to the power 1 over 2 and x raised to the power 1 over 3. We cannot integrate directly. And it will be a bit hard for us to use the u substitution unless we want to manipulate it a bit. So we can just look at the fractions 1 over 2 and 1 over 3. Notice that we have 2 and 3 as the denominators, and we can, for 2 and 3, we know that the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So for our substitution, we can just say let x be equal to u raised to the power 6. Remember, the 6 is due to the fact that the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6, and then we can now differentiate with respect to u. So we are going to have the u dx, the x du rather. So that's the x du will now be equal to 6u raised to the power 5. And of course, we are going to treat this as a fraction, and we're going to make the x the subject of the formula. So cross multiplying, I have the x being equal to 6u raised to the power 5 du. And then I can replace the x here with this value. And I can rewrite my terms here write my x here in terms of u, but let's be careful. So for this x raised to the power 1 over 2, okay, let's do that right away. So writing x raised to the power 1 over 2 in terms of u, so already we know that x equals u raised to the power 6. So, and I have x raised to the power 1 over 2. So, but my x equals u raised to the power 6. So I'm replacing this x with u raised to the power 6. And of course, I still have my 1 over 2 as the power. And then if I open the bracket, if I multiply the power inside and the 1 outside, 6 times 1 over 2, 1 over 2 times 6 just gives me 3. So that will be u raised to the power 3. So this x raised to the power 1 over 2 will now become u raised to the power 3. So I now have 1, the integral of 1 over u raised to the power 3 plus, I'm going to do the same thing for this one here. Then for the x raised to the power 1 over 3, x raised to the power 1 over 3, I'm doing the same thing. We know that x equals u raised to the power 6, so I'm fixing u raised to the power 6. And of course, I still have my 1 over 3 as the power outside, and then I'll multiply 6 times 1 over 3 is 2. So I'm going to get u raised to the power 2. So this now becomes u raised to the power 2. And then my dx is now what? Dx is 6 u raised to the power 5 du. Remember, I had to write this, but this x raised to the power 1 over 2 and x raised to the power 1 over 3 in terms of u, because now I'm going to be integrating with respect to u. So 6 u raised to the power 5 times 1 still gives me 6 u raised to the power 5. I still have my du, then over u raised to the power 3 plus u raised to the power 2. So if we continue from here, so I can just pull out the 6. So I now have 6, and then the integral of u raised to the power 5 over u raised to the power 3 plus u raised to the power 2, and then I have the u. And looking at the denominator, I can factor out u raised to the power 2. That will be possible. So I have 6 and the integral of u raised to the power 5 over, then if I factor out u raised to the power 2, open my brackets. So this divided by this, I'm left with u, and plus u squared divided by u squared, I'm left with 1. Then I still have my du, and then I can divide this by this. So I'll have 6, and then the integral of u raised to the power 5 divided by u raised to the power 2 then gives me u raised to the power 3, then over, I'm left with only this one now, since this one cancelled out this one to remain u raised to the power 3. Of course, I still have 1 here. Then I'm left with u plus 1. So u raised to the power 3 over u plus 1, and then du. And I can rewrite, looking at this, it's still a bit hard to integrate, so I have to manipulate the numerator again. So I can write the u raised to the power 3 in this form, 6 and the integral of this can now become u raised to the power 3 plus 1 minus 1 over u plus 1. And of course, I'm taking u raised to the power 3 plus 1 as a single term. But mind you, u raised to the power 3 plus 1 minus 1 still gives you u raised to the power 3. So if you evaluate this numerator, you are still getting u raised to the power 3. So we are on the right track. So, but I'm doing this to make it easy for me to integrate. So this is the u. And I'm taking u raised to the power 3 plus 1 as a single term. So, and of course, I can now rewrite the whole integral to favor what I want to do. And I have 6, and then the integral, open bracket, all these raised to the power is u raised to the power 3 plus 1 over u plus 1, then minus 1 over u plus 1, close the bracket, and I have the u. So now we can still, I can still rewrite this particular term here as a sum of two cubes. So I have 6, and then the integral u cubed plus, I can write 1 as 1 raised to the power 3, still gives me 1 if I evaluate this. So this is now clearly the sum of two cubes over u plus 1, then minus 1 over u plus 1, all close bracket, this is 1, then of course the u. So let me deal with this numerator here. So writing that as a sum of two cubes, so rewriting this, so let me evaluate this somewhere else. So evaluating that, I will, or even using the identity, the algebraic identity for the sum of two cubes will make my work easy. So I have, let me just place down, this is u raised to the power 3 plus 1 raised to the power 3. Then let me copy what I have here. So this is a plus b, this will now be u plus 1, open bracket. This is now a squared, that will be u squared, minus ab, that's u times 1, that's u, then plus b squared, that's 1 squared, which is still 1, then close bracket. So this is what I'm going to write as my new value here to replace this one here. So rewriting that, so that will be the integral, 6 will be there actually, and then this guy will now be rewritten as this whole term here, this one. So I'll now write it as u, that'll be u plus 1 bracket u squared minus u plus 1 over u plus 1. Then of course I still have the minus 1 over u plus 1 there waiting for me. So minus 1 over u plus 1, close bracket. The bracket should be here initially, and then the u. Then finally, that's the essence of rearranging this into sum of two cubes. This cancels out this one, and then we are going to have, so we're left with just this one. So we now have the integral, we have 6, so we just have u squared minus u plus 1, then minus 1 over u plus 1, and then of course with respect to u, and then integrating separately, and I'll have 6, and then times, this is now u, this is 2 plus 1, which is 2 plus 1 over, bring the 2 plus 1 down, we know the drill, minus this u has a 1, so it's going to be u 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1, then minus the integral of 1 will just be u, since we are doing with respect to u, then minus 1 over u plus 1. Remember, we know that 1 over x, the integral of 1 over x is ln of x, so we are doing the same thing. So this will now be ln of the u plus 1, and that's it. And then let's continue evaluating. Okay, evaluating this. Oh, this is supposed to be plus 1 here, so plus 1 is plus u, and then here now becomes 6 into u raised to the power 3 over 3 minus u raised to the power 2 over 2, then plus u, then minus ln of u plus 1. And then opening the brackets now, u raised power 3 over 3 times 6, 3 here 1, 3 here 2, so that'll be 2 times u cubed, that'll be 2 u cubed minus 2 here is 3, 3 times u squared will be 3u squared, then 6 times u is 6u, that's plus 6u, then 6 times ln of u plus 1, that'll be minus 6 ln into u plus 1. And then we have to write our u in terms of x. So rewriting our u in terms of x, let me bring back what we did at the initial stage. Remember our u raised power 3, our x raised power 1 over 2 became u raised power 3. So I'm taking it back to x raised power 1 over 2. So this is now x raised power 1 over 2. So that'll be 2, then x raised power 1 over 2 minus, then 3, the same thing as our u, the u from x raised power 1 over 3 became u squared. So I'm taking the u squared back to x raised power 1 over 3. So that'll be x raised to power 1 over 3, then plus 6. What is our u? From here, the u, x was equal to u raised power 6. Then if you make u subject, 6 becomes 1 over 6 for the power of x. So the u will now become x raised power 1 over 6. That's simple algebra. So u is now x raised power 1 over 6, then minus 6, then ln, u again is still x raised power 1 over 6, then plus 1, close bracket, then plus c. So that's it.